service.
Have you read it yet?
Oh, yes, I have. The doctor is pretty hard. Every word falls like the blow of a sledgehammer.
This is true. We must strike blow after blow until the government tumbles to pieces. After reading this, I could see a revolution in the beginning.
Shh, don't speak so loud. I don't want his accent to hear you.
Right. Anyways, you will put the doctor's article in.
Indeed. Hopefully, we can turn the situation into a good account. If the mayor doesn't agree with the doctor's project, he will have a small tradesman down on him. The whole of the Householders Association or the large shareholders in the Baths. In every issue of the paper, we will enlighten the public on the mayor's incapability at one point or another.
I see a revolution coming.
Hush, someone's at the door. Come in.
Print it, Mr. Hofstadt.
Has it come to that? Hooray!
What do you think is the article?
I think it's a masterpiece. It's so clear and intelligible, one doesn't need to have any knowledge to understand the bearing of it.
Then we must print it.
It will be put in tomorrow morning.
Alright, we'll make sure there are no typos or mistakes. And comrades, it's refreshing to have your support. Well, I must go. Goodbye.
Do you think it would be useful to us?
I don't think it would be advisable to follow him. He doesn't seem prudent enough.
But he could prove to be a political firebrand for us.
But when a man has interests of his own to protect, he cannot think of everything else.
Well, then I hope I shall never have interests of my own to protect.
A politician should never be too certain of anything. And, Mr. Billin, aren't you running for the post of secretary to the bench?
Yes, I am, but understand one thing. I'm only doing it to annoy the big wigs.
Well, after all, this is no business of mine, and my heart is with the people. I don't deny my reason to have certain bias toward the authorities. I'm going back to my room now.
Shouldn't we get rid of him? Shouldn't we get rid of him?
Do you know anyone else who would pay for a paper and printing bill?
It's a nuisance that we don't possess some capital to trade on.
Maybe Dr. Stockman will be able to finance the paper if he becomes wealthy after all this. Is that a knock at the door? Come in.
Hello, I must go.
Good evening. You must forgive me, but I cannot translate this book for you.
Why not? You promised me faithfully to do it.
Indeed, but you can't use this for your paper.
But why not?
Because it conflicts with your opinion.
So, an editor cannot always act as he would prefer. If I want to carry my public with me on the path that leads to liberty and progress, I must not frighten them away. If they want to read this type of book at the bottom of the page, they will be more likely interested if it's written at the top of the page.
What a shame. How can you be so calculating? Goodbye.
I say the mayor is outside for you.
The mayor, did you say?
Yes, and he wishes to speak to you.
Well, what could he want? I'll speak to him.
Okay.
Hofstadt, I bet you didn't expect to see me here after the War of Mordor. But I have had quite the troubling experience today. After fighting off 2 attackers, I learned of a certain report to the Bath Committee, reporting that these very baths are defective.
Oh, are they indeed?
Are you telling me that you knew nothing of this?
Well, I've heard mention of it.
Well, that is the thing I'm talking about.
Oh, is this what you were speaking of?
Tell me, are you going to print it?
I cannot refuse a distinguished man. I merely print what is put into my hands.
I understand, but just so you know, my silencer may have something to say about that. Also, you should know that this will be a huge sacrifice for the town. Not only will it cost the municipality hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it will also result in the bath shop being closed down for 2 years.
Well, maybe the doctor's wrong then, and you are right.
Quite so, but the doctor's report is pure fantasy.
Uh-oh, the doctor's coming, Peter. Run into the room close by.
Well, Hofstadt, real fast. Knight to b4. Checkmate. Things are getting crazy outside. Have you finished my proofs yet? I must see them.
No, they're not quite finished yet.
Very well. Checkmate. But I never lose. Irregardless, If you're trying to plan some kind of ridiculous celebration for my masterpiece, I will have none of it.
Well, actually, Doctor, I must tell you the plain truth, sooner or later, about your plans.
What on earth are you doing here, woman?
You should not print this article. I don't want you to ruin the livelihood of our family by it.
You shouldn't worry, Catherine. Let me worry about that, and I have the majority of the people on my side.
But that's the worst people to have.
Oh, Catherine, go home and let me worry about that. Wait a second. Is this my brother's cane? My brother's top hat? Well, look at me. I'm Mr. Peter. I was in the Mordor War. No, brother! Take it off! That's an official uniform! Pooh! You have nothing over me! There will be a revolution, and you will no longer have power! There are triumphant social forces behind me!
Well, actually, Doctor, we will not be on your side. We don't want to ruin this paper for the sake of an imaginary grievance. You have represented your case in a false light.
What? A false light? Dare you say it?
Yes, you do.
Also, we will not be printing your paper. It's too risky. After all, the people control the paper, and the proposal would ruin this town.
Well, it shall be made public all the same. No one will be able to stop me. Mine. Well, that's too bad, because no one will give you a haul for such a purpose.
Why is everyone against you, Thomas?
I'll tell you why. Because every man in this town is like an old woman.
Oh, Thomas, dear, don't give in.
Oh, I won't. And you can believe I will be back. Now let's go. Good riddance. I hope all the bathwater in this town isn't as dirty as he is. It would seem that he's put his wife out of her senses too.